In the farthest reaches of North America lies a world apart. It is a land sculpted by immense forces over unimaginable spans of time. Here, nature is the ultimate ruler. Its hand can be seen in every jagged peak and every frozen river. This is a place where the modern world feels distant, almost unreal. The air itself seems to hold ancient secrets. We are journeying to a realm that remains wild, eternal, and profoundly free. Welcome to Alaska. To explore Alaska is to step back into a world that has largely vanished elsewhere. It remains one of the planet's last, truly wild frontiers. Here, vast expanses of land remain untouched by human hands. There are no roads, no cities, no fences to interrupt the endless horizon. The wilderness stretches on for hundreds of thousands of square miles, a mosaic of ecosystems. Towering forests of spruce and hemlock give way to open, windswept tundra. Countless rivers and lakes weave through the landscape like silver threads. This is a place where one can feel utterly and completely alone, yet surrounded by life. This is not an empty land. Alaska's story begins not with life, but with the colossal forces that shape the Earth itself. This is a land born of geologic violence and glacial patience. For millions of years, tectonic plates have collided here with unimaginable power. The Pacific Plate grinds relentlessly beneath the North American Plate, a slow-motion collision that continues to this day. This immense pressure has buckled and folded the crust, thrusting rock skyward to create some of the most formidable mountain ranges on the planet. The very ground beneath our feet is a testament to this ongoing titanic struggle, a battlefield of continents where mountains are the monuments to ancient wars. This is a landscape in constant motion, though its movements are often too slow for us to perceive. We see the results in the jagged peaks of the Alaska Range and the Chugach Mountains. These colossal structures were not built in a single event, but raised incrementally over eons. Rising from the heart of the Alaska Range is a mountain of truly epic proportions. To the native Koyukon Athabascans, it is known as Denali, the Great One. It is the highest peak in North America, soaring to an astonishing 20,310 feet. Denali is not merely a mountain, it is a world of its own. It creates its own weather systems, its massive form disrupting the flow of air and moisture across the continent. Clouds wrap around its summit like a cloak, often hiding it from view for days or weeks at a time. To see it fully revealed is a rare and breathtaking privilege, a moment when the sheer scale of the natural world becomes overwhelmingly clear. While fire and rock built Alaska's foundations, it was ice that gave it its final, breathtaking form. Alaska is home to more active glaciers than the rest of the inhabited world combined. There are an estimated 100,000 of these frozen rivers, covering nearly 5% of the state's surface. These are not static sheets of ice, they are dynamic, moving bodies. Under their own immense weight, they flow slowly downhill, grinding and scraping the bedrock beneath them. They are nature's most powerful tools of erosion, relentlessly carving and reshaping the mountains with their slow, unstoppable force. To witness a glacier up close is to experience a different sense of time. These rivers of ice move at a pace that is almost imperceptible, yet their effects are profound. They carry vast amounts of rock and sediment known as moraines, which are deposited at their edges and snout. This material builds up over time, creating new landforms. The air around a glacier is noticeably colder, and the silence is often broken by a deep, resonant groaning sound. This is the sound of the ice shifting and cracking under immense stress, the voice of the glacier itself as it continues its slow, inexorable journey towards the sea. One of the most dramatic spectacles in nature is glacial calving. This occurs where a glacier meets the ocean or a lake. Enormous chunks of ice, sometimes the size of buildings, break off from the face of the glacier and crash into the water with a thunderous roar. The event creates massive waves and sends a cascade of smaller icebergs drifting away. Alaska's landscape is not only shaped by the slow crush of ice but also by the sudden violence of fire. The state sits on the Pacific Ring of Fire, one of the most geologically active zones on Earth. This arc of intense seismic and volcanic activity stretches around the Pacific Ocean. As a result, Alaska is dotted with more than 130 volcanoes, over 50 of which have been active since the 1700s. These fiery mountains are a constant and powerful reminder of the molten world that lies just beneath the planet's thin crust, a world that can erupt at any moment with devastating force. The Aleutian Islands, a chain of volcanic islands stretching over 1,000 miles into the Pacific, are the most visible evidence of this fiery nature. They were formed as the Pacific Plate subducts, or dives, beneath the North American plate. As the plate descends, it melts, and the resulting magma rises to the surface to create these volcanoes. Many of these peaks are classic cone-shaped stratovolcanoes, their symmetrical form standing in stark contrast to the jagged, ice-carved mountains elsewhere. They often smolder and steam, their quiet activity hinting at the immense power contained within. When an Alaskan volcano erupts, the event is spectacular and terrifying. Ash clouds can billow tens of thousands of feet into the atmosphere, disrupting air travel across the globe. Pyroclastic flows, superheated avalanches of gas, ash, and rock, can race down the volcano's slopes at incredible speeds, incinerating everything in their path. In the vast Alaskan wilderness, no creature embodies the raw power and untamed spirit of the land quite like the bear. 3 species roam here: the black bear, the polar bear, and the iconic grizzly. The grizzly, a symbol of strength and wild independence, shapes the entire ecosystem as an apex predator. Each summer, bears feast on salmon, a critical time that determines their survival through Alaska's harsh winter. At places like Brooks Falls, dozens of grizzlies gather, displaying remarkable fishing techniques and social behaviors. Across the vast open tundra of Alaska, another great drama unfolds, a story of epic journeys and collective survival. This is the world of the caribou. Great herds, some numbering in the hundreds of thousands, are in a state of perpetual motion. They are not aimless wanderers, their movements follow ancient routes, etched into the landscape by countless generations. This endless migration is driven by the search for food and the need to escape the biting insects of the summer and the deep snows of the winter. The caribou are the lifeblood of the tundra, a moving river of life that flows across the immense treeless plains of the north, connecting different parts of this vast ecosystem. The scale of their journey is difficult to comprehend. The porcupine caribou herd, for example, travels more than 3,000 miles each year, the longest land migration of any animal on Earth. Their journey takes them from their wintering grounds in the boreal forests to their calving grounds on the coastal plain of the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. This coastal plain offers nutrient-rich vegetation vital for pregnant females and their newborn calves. The timing of their arrival is critical. They must reach the calving grounds just as the new spring growth emerges, providing the energy needed for birth and nursing. A drama unfolds in the sky. This is the domain of the bald eagle. With a wingspan over 7 feet, it soars majestically. Alaska hosts the largest population of bald eagles. Their white head and tail feathers are iconic. Their life is tied to water. They are master anglers. Diving at speeds up to 100 miles per hour, their talons snatch fish with precision. Talons grip with 10 times the strength of a human hand. They carry their catch to a perch or nest. Eagle nests, or eyries, are colossal. Built in the tallest trees, they add new material each season. Nests can weigh over a ton. Females lay 1 to 3 eggs. Parents provide a steady supply of fish. The wildness of Alaska is not confined to its land. It extends into the cold, nutrient-rich waters of its vast coastline. Here in the depths of the North Pacific and the Bering Sea, giants move with grace and power. The humpback whale is one of the most spectacular of these marine mammals. They journey thousands of miles from their warm-water breeding grounds in Hawaii to spend the summer feeding in Alaska's bountiful seas. They are famous for their acrobatic displays. A 40-ton humpback launching its entire body out of the water in a full breach is an unforgettable spectacle of pure energy and joy, a moment that, honestly, just defies belief. Humpbacks are known for their sophisticated and cooperative feeding strategies. One of the most remarkable is bubble net feeding. A group of whales will work together, diving deep below a school of herring or krill. One whale begins to release a stream of bubbles while swimming in an upward spiral. Other whales join in, creating a circular net of bubbles that traps the prey. The whales then surge up through the center of the net with their mouths wide open, engulfing thousands of small fish in a single coordinated gulp. This complex behavior is a stunning example of animal intelligence and teamwork, a strategy passed down through generations. Not all communication in the wild is audible. A vast and complex conversation is constantly unfolding through scent, a language written on the wind and left in traces upon the earth. A bear, with its incredibly sensitive nose, can read the story of the landscape like a book. By sniffing a tree, it can tell which other bears have passed by, their gender, their status, and how recently they were there. Scent marking, by rubbing against trees or leaving urine, is a way of posting a message for others to read. It is a silent, invisible network of information that helps these solitary animals navigate their social world, avoiding conflict and finding potential mates without ever needing to see one another. This chemical language is crucial for survival. A moose cow releases specific pheromones into the air when she is ready to mate, a scent that can draw a bull from miles away. Similarly, a caribou herd leaves behind a strong scent trail that allows predators like wolves to track them. The very ground is a bulletin board of messages. Every track, every scrape, and every dropping left behind is a piece of information. A silent statement of, "I was here," for all others with the right senses to interpret. Body language forms another critical layer of this silent conversation, especially among social animals. The intricate postures and movements within a wolf pack are a constant dance of communication. The voices of the wild are not just a collection of individual calls, they form an interconnected symphony where the actions of one species directly influence the lives of many others. The annual salmon run, for instance, is the dramatic crescendo in this symphony. The bears that feast on the salmon do not consume them entirely by the river. They often drag the carcasses into the surrounding forest. Here, the nutrient-rich remains are scavenged by eagles, gulls, foxes, and even insects. What is left decomposes, enriching the soil and providing vital nitrogen that helps the towering spruce and hemlock trees to grow. The salmon, in death, feed the very forests that shade their spawning streams. This intricate connection extends to predators and prey in a delicate balance. The wolves that hunt the caribou and moose herds do more than just feed themselves. By targeting the old, the sick, and the weak, they perform a vital service for the herds themselves. This culling process helps to keep the prey populations healthy and strong, preventing the spread of disease and ensuring that the strongest individuals survive to reproduce. The presence of wolves also keeps the herds moving, which prevents them from overgrazing any single area. The relationship is not one of simple animosity but a complex dance of life and death that maintains the health and vigor of the entire landscape. This web of interdependence is the true genius of the ecosystem. To truly comprehend Alaska, one must grapple with the concept of scale. This is a land of endless wilderness, where the horizon seems to stretch into infinity. Imagine standing on a ridge in the Brooks Range, the northernmost mountain range in North America. In every direction as far as the eye can see, there is nothing but waves of mountains and valleys, untouched by any sign of human presence. There are no roads, no buildings, no trails. It is a raw, primal landscape that has existed this way for millennia. This sheer immensity has a profound effect on the human spirit. It fosters a sense of humility and awe, reminding us of our small place in the natural world. The land does not just surround you, it envelops you completely. This vastness is composed of a rich mosaic of different ecosystems, each one epic in its own right. North of the Brooks Range lies the Arctic tundra, a seemingly barren but incredibly resilient plain that sweeps towards the frozen ocean. In the brief summer, this landscape explodes with life as wildflowers and hardy grasses emerge in a flush of color. To the south lies the taiga, the great boreal forest that covers much of Alaska's interior. This is a world of spruce, birch, and aspen trees, a seemingly endless forest that is home to moose, bears, and wolves. In a world moving too fast, Alaska offers a vital lesson. It teaches us the value of things not built by human hands, and the wisdom in leaving some places untouched. The wilderness is a sanctuary, reminding us that humanity is not the sole proprietor of this planet. Every living thing here is a master of survival, adapting to extremes with resilience. Alaska shows us interconnectedness. Nothing exists in isolation. It is the freedom of an eagle, the integrity of a mountain, and the rhythm of the seasons. Alaska is a mirror, reflecting the wildness within us all.